Hi, everyone, and welcome to StudioJake. I, of course, am your host, Jacob Airy. Thank you so much for joining me today on my vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture, from anime to television to novels to film and so much more. I would really appreciate it if you would like this video, share it out, leave me a comment, and also subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscriptions, so any gentle tap or smash of that subscribe button helps me out. I'm over 840, so I'm on track to make it. I would really appreciate it when I get to 1,000. I'm going to do a live stream to celebrate and to celebrate you for helping me get there. So, now on to the topic. So, previously I had reported that Greta Gerwig, who is directing the most recent Barbie film, she's also directed an adaptation of Little Women and a really popular movie that when it came out called Lady Bird. Now, they have tapped her to direct a Chronicles of Narnia film. So, Walden Media had the rights to Chronicles of Narnia in the early 2000s. I remember seeing those when I was a teenager. They were actually pretty good films. Prince Caspian and The Voyage of the Dawn Treader did get a little bit of criticism. I still thought that they were good movies. Can't really complain about them. You can watch them all on Disney Plus. Well, Walden Media had given distribution rights to 20th Century Fox, which now is owned by Disney, so now you can watch them on Disney Plus. Disney owns the distribution. However, because Walden Media let the rights lapse, they didn't make any more films. So Netflix ultimately scooped up the rights from the C.S. Lewis family. Now, I remember a couple of years ago, I went on the Jenna Ellis show, and we were talking about the Rings of Power. Now, this is before it had come out. And we really saw how worse off it was. And she asked me, who do you think is next? And I said, C.S. Lewis. J.R.R. Tolkien, he was a strong Catholic. He was a strong Christian. He put a lot of Christian themes and morals in all of his stories, from The Lord of the Rings to his translation of Chaucer to The Hobbit. Everything between his writings are filled with morality and whatnot. And you can see that certainly in C.S. Lewis. Now, C.S. Lewis identified as an Anglican, but everyone has tried to claim him, right? Catholics have tried to claim him. The Orthodox Church has tried to claim him. Even Pentecostals, which is my vein of Christianity, we've certainly tried to claim him because he has an all-encompassing approach to Christianity. It's very orthodox. It has a very traditional view of mankind and what God's role is in the life of mankind. It's very amazing to read his works, such as the Chronicles of Narnia or Till We Have Faces or the Space Trilogy. Whatever the case may be, he has that. And there is legitimate concern that C.S. Lewis's works are going to get the Rings of Power treatment. So what the Rings of Power did is they took out all of the morality and values that J.R.R. Tolkien placed in the Lord of the Rings, and they put, modern political correctness. They changed a lot of the characters, despite being, how they were beloved in their more classical forms. Like, for instance, Galadriel went from a woman of grace, wisdom, and beauty to this jealous shrew who lectured people, and all of a sudden she's a warrior. Galadriel was never a warrior in the books. She participated in one battle and not even in a combat role. If you read the Silmarillion in Lord of the Rings, and in the War of the North, the only thing which took place during the events of the trilogy, that she cast a golden mist to confuse the orcs and the goblins who are attacking settlements in the north. So she was not a combatant, but Rings of Power, of course, has to ruin that. And there's legitimate concern that Netflix is going to do this. Now, I'm reading from Charisma News. This person is not concerned at all if you read this article. After a decade-long wait, fans of the Chronicles of Narnia can finally rejoice as Netflix has officially given the green light to two new films based on C.S. Lewis's beloved book series. The announcement comes as a delightful surprise, reigning the excitement and anticipation surrounding this fictional world. And he talks about the original series, and in a surprising turn of events, Netflix seized the opportunity to acquire the rights to the Chronicles of Narnia series when Walden Media let go of its rights in 2018. Since then, enthusiasts have been eagerly awaiting news of a new Narnia adventures on the horizon. So, and then it goes on to say that there's not a lot of details about it, other than Greta Gerwig is going to at least make one, which with the director reins being given to Greta Gerwig, the focus is firmly set on the rich tapestry of Narnia itself, promising to transport audiences once again into a world brimming with magic, adventure, and unforgettable characters. So, and they also have this quote from the Netflix chief content officer, Ted Sarandos. C.S. Lewis's beloved Chronicles of Narnia stories have resonated with generations of readers around the world. Families have fallen in love with characters like Aslan and the entire world of Narnia, and we're thrilled to be their home for years to come. So I just hope that Netflix and Greta Gerwig has learned from Amazon when they were developing the Rings of Power. I mean, Amazon is even basically begging fans to come back. They're promising that season 2 is going to be different, and everything in between. They're going to focus less on Guy Ladriel, as Nerdrotic calls her, and it's going to focus more on Sauron, which I don't know why. He's nothing like he is in the Silmarillion. And they're saying that, like I said, they're just basically begging folks to come back. And whatever the case may be, I do think that, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Netflix, because this project is just announced. Greta Gerwig was just announced as the director, and I've not seen any of her films. I've not seen Lady Bird. I've not seen Little Women. I obviously have not seen Barbie. So for all I know, she will make a masterpiece. Now, if she comes across my video, Mrs. Gerwig, this is my advice to you. We've seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and The Voyage of Dawn Treader. Now, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and Prince Caspian are arguably the two most popular stories in the Narnia franchise, in the book series especially. So if you come across this video, I don't know if you will, this is my advice. Start with The Horse and His Boy. It's detached from all the other stories. It's about, in fact, the main characters of Narnia, it's during their time when they're still in the wardrobe, so they only have a cameo at the end of the book. So if you are just to follow a fan's advice, I would start with The Horse and His Boy, and that way you get a good look at Narnia, their relationship with the neighboring kingdoms, and you get a good look at what was called in the books as the Golden Age of Narnia. And that way you can explore the world more with the adventure of this young man and this horse from Narnia who's trying to get back home, the boy who's running away from being sold as a slave. So, or start with The Magician's Nephew, which is sort of it came out later, but it's the first book chronologically in the Narnia series, and it acts as a prequel to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It has the origin of Narnia, and it explains the origin of the wardrobe itself. But just if you want any unsolicited advice from fans of the book series, people like me who have read them multiple times, who have read C.S. Lewis multiple times. Now, I'm no by means like, some philosopher of C.S. Lewisian literature. I'm just a fan who has read multiple of his works, both fiction and nonfiction, and keep it faithful to what this Chronicles of Narnia represents. A story of faith, of courage, of hope, of growing up, of how fantasy plays a part in our real life. So if you hold those values true, from C.S. Lewis's personal beliefs, and translate them from page to screen, I think that the fans of the Chronicles of Narnia will reward you greatly. And like I said, for my part, this is still new. This is still developing. I'm going to give Greta Gerwig and Netflix the benefit of the doubt, at least until the trailer comes. I don't owe them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm going to at least wait until I hear them and maybe see if they say anything stupid in the meantime. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment, tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to Studio Jake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.